Elon Musk recently caused a furor, comparing Prime Minister Trudeau to Adolf Hitler. And of course, this is a faux pas. You do not do this because nothing could be worse than Hitler, right? Wrong. Here's the reality. The Bible talks about a man of sin who will emerge in the last days, who will be the ultimate evil man. He will be more evil than anything we've ever seen. But in the run-up to that ultimate evil man, we're going to have some challengers. And I think Trudeau has done some things that put Canada in the same place that Hitler put Germany, so that the moral equivalency here is in the conditions in the country and in what Canadians are being asked to do, and against the laws that Trudeau is running through and the personal power grab that he has tried to make. It is not that he's killing anybody yet, and I say yet because he did make this statement on a French television station. How long do we tolerate these people? Not their ideas, but these people. He is looking for a way to punish and to crack down. And I think that's evident in what he did in Ottawa. So we've seen physical violence brought to the party to destroy a peaceful protest, but it was all brought by the Prime Minister and demanded and then brought by the police, because as it filters down through the ranks, that's what happens. And when he didn't have enough policemen, the rumor on the table is that he brought in soldiers from the UN and dressed them up as Ottawa policemen. You make your own conclusions on that. I have no facts one way or the other, but I have heard the rumors. And of course, why do the rumors fly around? There is some basis for them because of the actions that he has without question taken. So when we look at the whole situation, here's what we see. We see that Hitler redefined the problem of exterminating Jews by calling it the final solution, by giving a euphemism about what he was doing. He managed to keep people from being fully aware. And so that's what we have in Canada right now. We have a redefinition of the word protester into the word occupation. This creates a different connotation in people's minds. And yet what did they do? They went and did what was lawful at the time they did it. It's not lawful now because Trudeau ran through some interesting laws to strengthen his hand and to make him more of a dictator. And by using that word, I use it advisedly, but so did the Huffington Post, which is not known as a right-wing organization in the United States. But they wrote an article because they watched Trudeau trample on the ethics of this country. They watched him trample on the laws. They watched him do all this stuff. And so in 2015, they said that a Prime Minister of Canada, it's likely to end up in a dictatorship. That is a quote from their headline. And so 2015, Huffington Post. So I'm not surprised, really, in what is going on, or the fact that Canadians seem to be, by and large, asleep while this man runs roughshod over all of your rights and all of your freedoms. And so as he takes them away, let's have a look at this. What else has he redefined? Well, he's called the protesters terrorists. He turned a small fringe minority, which is first assessment, into something that he hid away from because it was so large and threatening. So small fringe minority was a lie no matter which way you cut it. Either you believe him the first time or you believe him running away. I choose to believe that it wasn't a small fringe minority. You see, Canadians are fed up with this, but the RCMP has now come to the table and said, if you see your neighbor posting something on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, man, you need to report them because you don't know where this could lead. Well, guess what? That's what Hitler did. He had his people snitch on each other, and that's what the encouragement from our law enforcement community is doing at the moment. I am not a fan of living in this world. I want a country that's free for my children to inherit, for my grandchildren to feel safe in, to grow up in. And the way things are going, if you have the wrong opinion, you're going to be criminalized. Let me point it out. The truckers have been called everything from racists, misogynists, rapists. We've heard that one recently. Why? Because they have to justify somehow that Emergency Powers Act that they enacted, which really shouldn't have happened, and there's no way they met the threshold, but they're claiming they did because of all of these threats they're throwing around. The problem is not one of those charges is sticking. As a matter of fact, the person that they have left without bail in jail happened to be a woman who did nothing more than raise money and cheer some people on. And they're calling that mischief. Well, that's the big charge. That's the one they're afraid of. That's the one they're keeping her in jail so that she doesn't have a voice to say anything about, is that she has created mischief. Well, go ahead and define that, folks. Yeah, you can't. Because amazingly enough, the laws on the books are becoming more and more interpretive so that people can assign anything they want to them and call you a criminal. Well, I hope you're happy. There was a time when people said, believe people when they tell you what they are. Trudeau's on record of saying how much he admires the authoritarianism of China to control their citizens. We have digital IDs coming to the banks. We have the seizure of bank accounts because you know what, folks? You don't own your money in the bank because it's no longer your money. No, it was until you lent it to the banks. Now the banks own it and they owe it to you, yes, but they are under no obligation if they can't pay it to actually pay it because that was a loan. And that's the way the government has defined your money in the bank as not your money. And it's how they're able to control and to seize and to do anything they want to keep you from financially being free. That raises a question. Where do you put your money? We've had a fire here that took a whole section out of my life, but there will be a large sum of money coming through soon, and we're going to spend it as fast as possible to replace what we had, because in the bank, it's not going to be safe. Love ya.